Let's talk about Aurora Cannabis. They did get a slight pump on Friday on news that the company is buying Med Relief Australia. It's using a mix of cash and stock to fund the transaction. So let's get into the chart analysis. And this is what I was projecting to happen uh, going into this year, into 2025 and then 2026. You had a pump back in September, only to be met with sellers, as that level at $1.20 was support, which now became resistance. And what I anticipated was a retest of the bottom. Typically, when you are at a bottom, price does not just shoot straight up. Usually retests the origin of the bottom to fill any remaining unfilled, in this case, buy orders. Scrolling down to the weekly chart, you can see that pump higher, which was the rejection wick on the monthly chart. On the weekly chart, you had a gap higher on very strong volume. Again, that was a great setup to short. Now, this 43-cent level was breached in mid-January, and so now that is going to serve as resistance. Now, before we look at the analysis on the daily chart, let's look at the news coming out of Aurora Cannabis. So again, they're going to acquire a 90% stake in Med Relief Australia. The deal is worth 50 million Aussie dollars. The acquisition of Med Relief Australia gives Aurora Cannabis a firm footing in the cannabis market in Australia. The market is valued at 400 million Aussie dollars, and it's one of the largest medical marijuana markets outside of Canada. Here's what the CEO of Aurora had to say. The acquisition of Med Relief Australia represents a strategic milestone in Aurora's global cannabis leadership, demonstrating their commitment to investing in markets that offer opportunities for sustainable and profitable growth. They are excited to solidify their position in this rapidly growing market and the opportunity this transaction represents to them in accelerating their plans to deliver positive free cash flow. Alongside the acquisition news comes the company's earnings report for its fiscal third quarter. They posted revenue of $64.4 million during the quarter. This comes in above Wall Street estimates of $47 million. It also is an improvement over the $61.1 million reported in the same period a year ago. All right, so going back to the charts, let's go to the daily chart. And a couple things to point out is you have price below the 50, the 100, and the 200-day moving average. These are going to serve as medium to longer term dynamic resistance. But the first step is really to clear the 50-day moving average, which is in red, and to also see the momentum moving averages 13 and 26 start to, first you want to cross over, and then you want them to start pointing up. Along with closes above this support resistance band now at roughly 43 cents, that's going to give you at least potential confirmation that a bottom is in or another bottom is in. Now, pulling back out to the weekly chart again, just because we hit new lows, we could say that price is potentially bottoming out. What I would love to see, again, as part of that confirmation, is a pump on volume. So those are a couple of ways to determine a bottom. Again, short term, I don't want to say bullish, but any good news Cumulative is going to be bullish for Aura. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.